Good morning, everyone. This is Julie, and we're going to do a weekend review looking over this past week's trading opportunities, talk about the events that took place, the economic events, and the opportunities that resulted from those events, looking at the economic calendar, and then looking at our charts to see how that played out. Monday was really last Monday a no event day. Tuesday, JOLTS came out with a disappointment. JOLTS is a report that shows what companies have for job openings for positions that have not been filled. So there were less positions not available than there had previously been. And that sort of set the tone for Tuesday. Wednesday, we had Janet Yellen speaking Wednesday and Thursday, so the markets sort of were soft, because anytime a Fed member comes out and speaks, especially the chair, anything that comes out of their mouths can move the market. So that sort of messed us up on Wednesday and Thursday. We did get a good oil inventory number, and that API report came out the day before, and overnight oil rallied off of this good report number, and so we had a nice pop in oil. Then on Thursday, a miss on the initial jobless claims. PPI was good, so we had mixed, and core PPI was negative, so it was a mixed signal. And again, Chair Yellen was testifying before Congress, so that made it sort of a difficult day, mixed signals. And then on Friday, we got the core retail sales. Now, there was an agricultural release on Thursday also that is not on my economic calendar that set the agricultural markets down after a nice rally up. So the agricultural market is all of the gains that those traders had been holding on to from that rally had been wiped out, or they got stopped out. And I'll show you that in wheat. The moves were nice though. If I could get these guys to day trade, I mean, there was nothing wrong with these moves. Obviously, if you want to go short, there you go. Just set your, this is the Bollinger Band template. Set your indicator to wait for these retracements. I'm using a 4.8 on my bar. That's a 12 tick, so that's $120 for a reversal. So that makes a good one contract trade. And the prior sessions had been long, so there was your rally up, and you just get in on your reversals again. But definitely what went up came back down after that agricultural report was released, and that's the same thing for corn. Corn wiped out all of its gains, and had a nice rally up, and it sort of came back down. And the same thing with soybeans. After that report fell hard. But what's really nice about these moves is they are consistently they trend. So beans tend to trend pretty well. So once you find a pattern, this is where you want to adopt your lower time frame, drop it down, and take advantage of these entries as they set up, and try to capture some profits in the intraday period, or just, you know, sit there and directionally trade short. You put this back on the larger bar. I always like to have a larger bar to tell me I wait for that larger bar to really get into position before I take it on the smallest of the bars. But I like to trade, you know, obviously in the direction of that overall trend if I can with my market analyzer. And if you want to just see all the, you know, long trending markets, just flip your 15-minute bar to look at all the markets that are going long or short currently in the market, or use your net change when the market's open. This is Saturday, so we don't have any price action. Or you can trade the highest volume, find one that's trending, and then jump in that market. The E-mini rallied up, a nice move to finish the week out. And again, Yellen was testifying to Congress and telling Congress she's in no hurry to raise rates. So she got very dovish this week with her comments to Congress, and that, you know, has been propelling the equity markets. More juice, right? No interest rate increases. They've pretty much taken off September as the consensus from the table of an interest rate hike. So we'll have to see. So right now that long trade is still operative, and here is my 50-200 cross. Anytime you see this, as Tom Keene at Bloomberg will tell you, here's your 50, 221 EMAs right there, and up she goes. Just put it on, you know, your longs and wait for these pullbacks. This one right here would have knocked you out, but you just get right back in. Up she goes on a trend continuation. So being able to recognize these patterns is what we strive to do when they match with what the economic data is telling us and the market analyzer. Trade in the direction of your friend. The trend is your friend. When it's, you know, the condition exists. When the condition does not exist, like the bond market is very confused, just sit on your hands and I'll show you the bonds. They are very up and down. Let me put this back on my instruments. Well, let me first, here's a trend. This is a trend condition. The 6A, just gangbusters, all in one direction. Just everything is showing you the same colors. Just get in on your longs, right? Here are your entries. Can't be more perfect than that. Almost perfect. Nothing is perfect. But this Ultra Bond, where are you? Not so much a trend, even though I've got now it flipped over to the downside. It was rallying up and down after these reports came out. The market just does not know which way to go. Yellen's speech with the economic data not so much correlating, and so you get this huge swings. So I bet there were a bunch of bond traders beat up. not happy. Right now, it's showing a higher time frame trend to the downside. I've got some more instruments on my panel: RBOB, crude, silver, platinum, palladium. So I've got some more markets to trade. Um, Gas, hogs, feeder cattle. So I'm going to be looking forward to checking these markets out. Now, RBOB and heating oil follow crude. They're much more spiky. They're not as, you know, a trending market. So this is something, just because you have an available market on your platform does not mean that it's going to be the same as, you know, one of your long-standing trending currencies. Different type of market. Now, if something happened and an event came out to affect the price of gas, for instance, on RBOB, that's when you would want to get interested and pay attention to that market. So I'm having most of my success stems from not just trying to jump into a market, long or short, um, intraday day trading per se, but waiting for everything to come together and match the economic event calendar event with the higher time frame trading condition, and then just take these trades on the lower time frames as they set up. There are some markets that are attractive, like the cattle has been showing some very nice moves when it does move. Can be very, very fun to trade intraday. And so I have been finding a few markets that I've been enjoying looking at to shake it up a little bit and just get out of my comfort box with the same markets. But change your ATR on your market analyzer to help you understand what your ranges are for the day, the week, and the month. So you can tell, am I in a squeeze type situation as you are in crude? You can tell that crude for the day went nowhere compared to its 5-day range and its 20-day range. So that would signal that we might have an opportunity to the upside or downside when it breaks out of that range. It went nowhere, as you can tell, on Friday, so that might mean some pent-up activity. I've got some bad data on crude that I can't get rid of. I've tried several times. So that does not help when that happens. But just wait, be patient. The 6E also not really tradable, even though you have a higher time frame trending condition on the 6E does not mean that that's a market that you're going to want to trade like a trending condition, because it is definitely not a trending market. It is a um, reversion to the mean market. It trades, it spans pretty consistently. So maybe if it is a trending market, all you want to do or trade the reversal longs in that direction. Set your Bollinger Band and take the reversal longs once they set up, and that way you can get a pop-up, you know, off of that. These are the reversals. If you want the expansions long, I wouldn't do that. I would do reversals, or just put direction long and just hit these when they set up on that bottom band. But this is not a trending market, is what I'm trying to say. Just because you have a higher time frame trend, you have to use your common sense. It's not a trending market. It's not going to trend. Just like someone asked me last week, If the market weekly is red, but the daily 60-15 is green, would you sit on your hands? Well, no, use your common sense. If you have an indication that matches an event that comes out in a market starting to move directionally, and you want to participate in that direction, then you can, trade that direction when you get your signals um, to do so. Don't just wait for that highest of the higher time frames to tip its hand, and miss out on all of this. Some people will just sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait till it gets everything. And I'm like, well, if all the other conditions are there and you want to go long, go long. It's just like, use your common sense. We are doing a directional trading methodology, um, and looking for consistent methodology and aiming for that wash, rinse, repeat. But if that is red and these are green and it's all moving up, then you don't need my permission to go long. That's all I'm trying to say. And again, just be careful if you're in a non-trending market. Don't try to trend trade it. Try to find some other way to find a consistent entry. That's why I provide a Bollinger Band template to give you um, help using your standard 250, 21 moving averages, pretty much to help you guide you in those decisions with the super trend bands. Um, Also, you can tell that this right here, not trending. Um, Anytime you see a vertical move, that is trending. And just open your eyes, and when you see the up and downs, that's not trending. Oh, also on the yen, the reason the momentum indicator does not work is because of all these zeros. You've got 0.00 and then the numbers. The price is compressed. It will work on the highest of the time frame. So if I put this on a daily chart, you can get your momentum indicator to work a little bit better. But on these tick charts, that price is so compressed, it's not going to print anything. Let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. So you can get your momentum indicator to work on a higher time frame, but on those smallest of the tick charts, not so much. And you can see that we're coming into a squeeze situation on the yen. We're at the coming down. So it's either going to pop that and go up, or it's going to come back down. And this thing is headed to zero. Remember, I talked about that earlier. In my opinion, only, zero's way down here. And I just think it's walking itself down to that zero mark. So it could, make some stops. It could pop up a little bit temporarily, but overall, I think unless they do something like find the next cold fusion technology, I think this is probably heading lower. Just, saying my opinion only, not, don't place a trade on that. It's just the way I see it. Put the market analyzer back up, and I think, let's see, gold, it got confused too. I got confused. We had that bad CPI number and gold rallied. Gold is supposed to be a hedge against inflation, so there's no inflation, so why is gold rallying? I don't know. So I'll have to figure that out. I'm scratching my head. If y'all have any ideas on that, shoot me an email. Um, so I feel like the only dummy in the world that started shorting it on that CPI report, and I'm like, why aren't you going short? So I was, you know, observant enough to exit that trade for a very small loss, and I was able to, make up my, uh, keep my direction. I found other markets that were moving in the direction that made more sense to me after that report came out, and ended up pretty fine for the day. But there is the market review. Again, keep it simple. Um, it's very easy to find a market that's moving directionally, and it's very easy to just then join that direction. That's what you want to do. Just set it on one of the template settings and set your profit targets um, according to your goals, and set your risk according to your risk capital size and of your account, and use your tools, and enjoy the platform. So this is Julie, J Auto Trading Strategies, and hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's going to be a fabulous week for news events. So we'll have more news events next week, opportunities to trade against. As always, thank you so much. Have a good day.